In the early 20th century, wealthy men across Europe quietly lined up for a procedure few dared to speak about. They arrived in private carriages, signed discreet papers, and whispered their reasons only behind closed doors. They were not seeking beauty. They were not seeking healing. They were seeking youth. Age, for centuries, had been accepted as inevitable, a slow fading no doctor could stop. Strength weakened, memory dimmed, and power slipped away year by year without mercy. But the modern world was changing that belief. Electric lights had conquered darkness, surgery had begun to defeat infection, and science was solving mysteries once left to faith. So a dangerous new question emerged. If disease could be cured, could aging itself be reversed? One doctor claimed the answer was yes. His name was Serge Voronoff. To some, he was a visionary, standing at the edge of immortality. To others, he was a man crossing a boundary medicine was never meant to cross. Voronoff believed youth was not a mystery of the soul, but a substance inside the body, something physical, something transferable. He believed it could be restored by transplanting monkey glands into human men. The idea sounded impossible, even grotesque. Yet in the 1920s, it spread across Europe with astonishing speed. Newspapers spoke of miracles and rejuvenation. High society whispered of renewed strength and second youth. Fortunes were spent for a chance to turn back the clock. Inside elegant clinics, surgeons prepared delicate grafts of living tissue, while the world watched with fascination and unease. For a brief moment in history, the line between genius and madness grew dangerously thin. Voronoff was no fringe figure. Educated, respected, and deeply connected to the scientific world of his era, he trained in France under Alexis Carrel, a Nobel Prize-winning pioneer of vascular surgery. This placed him at the cutting edge of modern medicine. Yet while others focused on saving lives in the present, Voronoff became obsessed with a deeper mystery: aging itself. He believed growing old was not destiny, but hormonal exhaustion, a fading of the body's internal chemistry that might be reversed with fresh glandular tissue. Testing his ideas on animals, he observed what he believed were signs of renewed vitality. Convinced he stood at the threshold of a medical revolution, he prepared to move from laboratory theory into the human body. His central theory was simple and unsettling. He believed testicular tissue from young primates contained transferable life energy that could restore strength, clarity, and desire in aging men. In the 1920s, hormone science was still primitive. Testosterone had not yet been isolated, and endocrinology remained mysterious. Into this uncertainty, Voronoff offered certainty. Patients claimed renewed energy, sharper memory, and restored sexual vitality. For men watching age strip away power and identity, this promise was irresistible. What began as theory soon became practice, and Europe's elite quietly lined up for surgery. By the 1920s, Voronoff's French clinic had become a secret destination for industrialists, nobles, and foreign elites seeking youth. Procedures were swift, scars minimal, promises enormous. Newspapers celebrated him as the man who might defeat aging, while critics warned civilization had crossed a moral boundary. Yet desire overwhelmed doubt. Hundreds of surgeries became thousands. Voronoff grew rich, famous, and seemingly untouchable. For a glittering moment, it appeared he had changed medicine forever. But science does not run on hope. It runs on proof, and proof was missing. Independent researchers failed to reproduce his results. Many patients showed no lasting improvement, and some suffered complications. As endocrinology advanced, scientists discovered hormones could be isolated and studied chemically without surgery. Rejuvenation no longer required myth, only chemistry. Public opinion turned. Praise became ridicule. Medical journals grew critical. Slowly, relentlessly, Voronoff's empire of youth began to crumble. By the 1930s, synthetic hormone research made gland transplants obsolete. Testosterone could be produced in laboratories. No monkeys, no surgery, no myth. Voronoff faded from pioneer to cautionary tale. Yet history is rarely simple. His flawed experiments pushed scientists to study hormones more seriously, accelerating discoveries that replaced his methods. In this strange way, failure still moved medicine forward. But the human cost, the desperation of those who believed, remains harder to measure. Today, Voronoff's name survives mostly in footnotes, a symbol of ambition and the danger of science outrunning ethics. Yet the dream he chased never disappeared. Modern anti-aging research, gene therapy, stem cells, longevity drugs, still asks the same forbidden question: can youth be restored? The tools are more precise, the evidence stronger, the laboratories cleaner. But the desire is exactly the same. It lives in every mirror, every fading strength, every quiet awareness that life moves only forward. Serge Voronoff tried to defeat time with the glands of another species. For a brief moment, the world believed him. Then the illusion collapsed, leaving behind a warning written in surgical scars and human longing. History is filled with ideas that promised miracles and delivered something far more complicated. Stories where brilliance and error walk side by side. And even now, somewhere in silent laboratories lit long after midnight, science continues searching for youth in the dark, waiting for the next discovery to step forward and ask the world once again to believe. This is Veil, where history's shadows remain and the truth waits patiently to be uncovered.